Aloha One Love family, Maiola here with your Devo for today. And I want to take us through Psalm 139. This is a really famous psalm, one that people cite a lot, but I want to point out something that is a truth that we all know, but maybe we don't really let sink into our lives. So if you have your Bible, turn to Psalm 139 and I'll start reading for us. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You understand my thought from afar. You scrutinize my path and my lying down, and are intimately acquainted with all my ways. Even before there is a word on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it all. You have enclosed me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is too high. I cannot attain to it. Now, I would love to go through the whole psalm, but we're just going to stop right there for now, because what I want us to see is this, that God knows us so intimately, so deeply. He knows all things. Right? The fancy word for that is omniscient. God is all-knowing. And this is a concept that we know, right? Like God knows everything. But I think if we really let that sink into our hearts, it would affect what we did. It would affect the way that we see ourselves. It would affect the way that we see other people. You know, when self-doubt and self-defeating attitudes come in, we can look to God and know that He knows all things, and still He loves and cares for and raises us up. So if that truth were to sink into our lives, how would we live differently? And here's another one I want us to see. Psalm 139 continues with, where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the dawn, if I dwell in the remotest part of the sea, even there, your hand will lead me, and your right hand will lay hold of me. So here David is saying that God is omnipresent, meaning He is everywhere at once. And again, it's one of the things that, we know God is all over the place, but really, if you think about that, how would it affect the way that you live? What this says is, God is no more present in church than He is in your bathroom. He is no more present in a small group meeting than He is when you're talking to your spouse or to your child. If God is present with us everywhere, how does that affect the way that we love? How does that affect the way that we speak to others? How does that affect the way we speak to ourselves? How well would we suffer? How well would we rejoice if we understood that in all things and through all things, God is not just here in theory, but in reality, that the Lord of all creation, the holy God of Israel, stands with me now. He is nearer to me than my own breath. He understands me more deeply than my own thoughts ever have. And if we can understand that, truly meditate on that, and let that affect our hearts, our minds, our hands, we would truly live sanctified lives as those beloved by God. So I bring that to you today and offer that to you on behalf of Jesus, that you would understand His presence, His love, and His knowledge for you. Let that affect the way that you live, love, and move about your day. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Aloha.